Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 1675 South 2nd Street here in Lebanon. We're located at the rear of the home. We have a 4-inch ABS cleanout. We're behind Unit D. The unit has a shared line that comes out here at this end. And we'll scope backwards as far as we can go here as well. Anyway, we're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We currently have water running. Here we go. Well, I've been told here by one of the renters it sounds like the line goes possibly way the heck out to a street to the rear, so we're going to keep the camera moving here pretty quick. We'll take a look at everything on the way back. I am going to recommend a Hydrojet be performed on the line. We've got a lot of grease buildup in the flow line. Looks like we probably have some bellies here as well. We're going through one right now. We've got standing water. So far, most of what I'm seeing is grease here, so. Alright, looks like we might have the start of a root intrusion here as well at about 87 feet out. We've got, looks like 2 root strands that are penetrated through the joint there. And it transitions over to 3034 PVC pipe. It still appears to be 4-inch in diameter here, 88 feet. And this here may be the main lateral connection. I'm having a hard time seeing what's going on here. We're going to let the line drain out here for a few minutes. Hopefully we can get a better look. I think this is a Y connection onto the main. It's just hard to see with the water in the way. Yeah, I can see water flowing laterally across the camera there. You can see it moving from left to right. This looks like where it's hit the main lateral. At this point here, looks like it's transitioned over to a different type of sewer pipe. And this is as far as I can go anyhow. Well, actually, it just finally broke through there. But this appears to be the main. The trouble I'm having right now is locating it. It's going through the backyard or through the fence line. And I'll try and walk around here a little bit to see if I can get to this spot. So what we're going to do here is we're going to pull it back a little ways, right to this root intrusion here. And I'll try and mark this if I can. I pulled the camera back here just to get an idea of how this thing's running here. It's basically a totally straight shot. It's moving to the rear of the property. It's going behind the unit. I guess if you're looking at the front of this house, at the front door, there's another unit to the right of it. It appears it's going through that unit's backyard, straight across it, and then towards the end of that yard, it's hanging to the left, and looks like it's tying onto a main there. The hard part is it's basically within a tree line. It's very difficult to get the locator in. So anyway, we're going to push back out here. The line needs to be jetted in a big way. We do have some bellies in the line. Right now it's a little difficult to tell exactly how much water we've got in here or how bad the bellies are because there's so much debris sitting in the flow line and built up in it. Sometimes even if it's only a 1/4 inch of water, if you're putting a ton of grease and stuff down the line, it will build up like crazy even in a small belly. Alright, I'm going to attempt to go locate here. I'll put a white X right over, hit 89 feet. It appears we've hit the main. Beyond that point, though, I can't move the camera any further than that. And that's once you get around this corner here. But this does appear, it looks like we're looking at the back of a main lateral wall there. We kind of get a glint of it for a second. But we do have what appears to be standing water in the main. So I would contact the city. They might be able to give you a better diagram of how this thing's laid out here, but also be able to tell you if that's the point at which the line terminates. It's definitely making a connection onto a different line there. So. Alright, successfully located the camera head, and it's right in the backyard of the unit, just beyond this one if you're going towards the rear of the property. And I put a white X back there. It's basically at just beyond that home's rear right corner. There's a little fenced off about 5-foot swath back there. I'm guessing that's probably an easement or something. Anyway, that's where the line is running. And so it looks like right here, and I put an X marking there, it's at 3 feet deep, pretty shallow, easy to get to. And at this point, the roots aren't affecting the functionality of the line, but they generally do if you give them time to grow. So anyway, we're still moving our way across or towards the back of the property right here, and then it makes this jog. And I think from this point here, I can't tell if we've hit a main or if it starts heading out to the road. Either way, this spot here is not looking great. And that is as far as my camera could even go. It's totally stopped up there at 94 feet. So anyhow, this is where you'll have to probably pull records to find out how this thing is configured here. Oh, is it moving again? Yeah, it stopped. Yeah, I would contact the city, find out how this is configured. It's possible that once you hit this concrete portion of the line, it may be city territory. It's hard to say. But this needs to be dealt with because it's got a lot of stuff building up in it. It's not flowing well at all. Anyhow, unfortunately, that is as far as we can go, and it's entirely possible that we've dropped into the main here, and this is all in city territory. We just can't see anything with all the water. Yeah, when I shoot in here real quick, that really does look like a main lateral connection, a Y connection onto a main. Looks like there's a belly here stretching from it stops here at 73 feet. Anyway, from here at 63 feet to 73 feet, we've got the belly. I do recommend a hydrojet at the very least to clean this line out, and a rescope to make sure it's been cleaned properly. This belly here at the worst point has about 1 inch of water in it, so I do recommend it be repaired. However, when you jet this, if you remove all the debris, you may end up with less standing water all said and done. There's enough junk sitting in the flow line that it's going to be displacing some of this water. Alright, this belly is located in the neighbor's backyard at 3 feet deep. We've got that mapped out at each end with a white X. Yeah, In spots like this, we've got a little water in the flow line, but there's so much grease and debris around it. You know, if you've only got about a 1/4 inch of standing water there without anything running through it, that's really not a huge concern, not unless it's a 40, 50 foot stretch of pipe. In general, once you hit 5 feet of pipe with around an inch of water in it, that's where I typically start to see just regular old toilet paper buildup. This is right at the clean out. I can't tell. This may be excess pipe glue right here. So I would recommend jetting the line or augering it and try and getting that thing removed from there, because that is going to cause all kinds of problems. It's almost an inch tall lump sitting right in the flow line for everything to run into and try and get over the top of. Now when the drain cleaning guys come out here, make sure they see this video and kind of know where to focus some of their energy when they're out here on this thing, and then have them re-scope the line, make sure that thing's been removed. And as far as I can tell here, I have not seen an obvious tie-in from another property. As far as I can tell here, it's just this one duplex using this line. Again, I would contact the city, though, to see how they've got this thing set up here. We can't get past 94 feet, which, again, we might already be in the main lateral at that point. We just can't tell. There's too much. There's almost probably 2 to 3 inches of standing water in that line. Now, apart from the belly and the roots, those are my main concerns there. We're now scoping back towards the duplex here, and it looks like it makes almost an immediate turn back into the unit. And at this point here, we're back inside underneath the floor of the duplex. So anyway, we've got the belly there from 63 feet to 73 feet that I recommend correcting. We have a root intrusion at 86 feet I recommend correcting as well. And then we've got it looks like excess pipe glue has built up, or built up when that clean out was put in at 26 feet. I'd recommend trying clearing that out of the line. That's something that's just going to catch stuff no matter what, and it's a very tough substance, so it's not just going to slough off on its own. So there's the street off to my left where we're sitting here. This is, again, the back of the duplex. The line goes that direction towards the rear of the property, goes through the fence line, through the neighbor's backyard, all the way to the end of her backyard, and then turns and heads out to a street, kind of where my camera's pointing now. I have paint markings out there over the roots and the belly, both of which are around 3 feet deep. I do recommend correcting those. I recommend re-scoping the line after all repairs and drain cleaning and everything are done, to make sure that the repairs were done correctly, and then the line was thoroughly cleaned out. Aside from those spots I've mentioned, the rest of the line looks like it's in good shape and functioning properly at this time. The great unknown, though, is does this line continue on beyond 94 feet or not?